Hi. So we've been looking at where exactly we're going to choose as a pinprick target, and unfortunately we have to step back fractionally and look at something what I've designed called the parachute method. Now what this is basically is, when we were talking before about what exactly is going to be our target and how we decide upon that, then we started talking about a safe area to land a ball and having to have the center of that safe area and make sure that we weren't going to reach the sand, the water, or the back edge of the green. So basically, if you think about this, if we stood here and let's say had a target here, and let's say we were hitting a 140-yard shot, and let's say we hit 20 shots. So if we hit 20 shots, and you can go out and do this with a ball flight monitor, or you can go to a range, and let's just say that when aiming at this target here, when you hit your 20 shots, this was your spread pattern. Okay? Now what this means is that you've actually, the center of your spread pattern or safe fallout is actually here. Now what that means is, and this is where it comes from the parachute method, what happens when you go parachuting is they drop a dummy parachute over the spot that you're meant to land, and then that gets blown to here. So what they then do is say the place that we're going to drop you is here, so that you get blown to here. What we're saying is if this is your target, then that's when on average your spread pattern for your general play goes. What that means is that we've got to move your target over to here, so that is your pinprick target. And what this may mean then is, if this was your designated pinprick target, but there is a bunker here, or rough here, or a lake here, then this club would not be the appropriate club to hit on this occasion, because it would put you into trouble. That may mean that you need a different aiming spot, and if a different aiming spot might mean that now you've actually got to hit it 160 yards, and that's going to be a change of club. Now, this is quite dramatic now. If you plot every single club's spread pattern, and probably what we're going to see with the driver, that spread pattern is going to be very large. If you want to stay on the fairway or in a position to hit your next shot, you are going to need to know the spread pattern for every single club, and before you take a shot, make sure the point you've picked to hit the ball means that if you miss that point, whatever the largest part of the spread pattern, that doesn't lead you to the rough or anywhere else. Very quick story. The first time that I started to use this method, I was in Bedford with a couple of golf pros, and we went out on the what was, I think, the 10th. And on the 10th hole, it was a really interesting hole, because there was a driving range on the left which was out of bound, trees on the right. It was a 305 yard par 4, so a good day drivable. It had a ditch about 120-30 yards back, and when I looked at that shot and did all this full evaluation using this, I basically discovered that it was impossible to hit anything but a 7-iron off the tee to make sure that it didn't have a hard bounce and reach the ditch, and obviously with the higher clubs, that they didn't go left or right. Hit the 7-iron, the wedge then was the appropriate shot, that went to 2 foot, started off with a birdie. We played the whole round like this, making sure that we only picked clubs that we had the fallout area, and all of the pros finished par or under par. So obviously it's such a different way to play golf. It's an incredibly different way to play golf. You have to do your research first though, either by keeping stats through some sort of stat app, but mostly through this physical, visual representation. Have fun with this. Stay safe.